Salty Badger arriving. So I'm Salty Badger, and this is going to be the first part of my build for the Wild Stallions motorcycle build. Excited to be part of the vintage motorcycle build. I'm going to tear this apart because we need some parts off of it for the build. We're going to get started with that right now. Look forward to everybody checking this video out and following along with the build. Don't only follow my build along, but follow all the other builders along from the Wild Stallion build. I'll put the link in the description for all that stuff so you guys can check that out. So that's a good part. So let's get started on tearing this thing apart and figure out what parts we're going to keep, what parts we're going to throw away, and what we're going to chop and do some chopping on it. So I'd like to first put out a shout out to all the people that follow along and watched the last video and commented on the comments on it. I like the comments. We always got my loyal commenters that always comment on everything. All right, starting point is going to be, we're going to pull off the old kicker stand. It hasn't fallen off yet. Brought this in out of cold storage for this adventure. So let's get started. Part one that watched this and commented on it, Frog and Lolly, a great power couple, and I appreciate everything they do for that and checking everything out. Also, Sterling Wheel, my loyal followers that I shouted out in the last one, Brandon Ray's Moto Life and Moto Bomb Virginia, and everybody else that's commented on there. Tolga doesn't really put out a lot of content, but he's a very strong supporter of a lot of people. He's over there in Turkey. So we're nationwide and worldwide people watching this channel. It's great. Then we also had Tom Bailey, good supporter on this build. He's excited with anticipation on the build. So that's what's very exciting there. Jim Reynolds also checked out the video and commented on it, and I appreciate that. Like I said, I appreciate people following around, watching my stuff and listening to my boring stuff. I know my wife's not real fond of that stuff, and it's just a hobby. So she hopes that the chopper stuff will pass, but I don't think it's going to. I think it's that once you're there, once you're into it, it's there. But huge shout out to my wife, though, for all the support she does and everything that she does on the outsides of this, putting up with my crap and doing the parts. Runs across the country looking for parts. You find that last build that we did, the Red Queen, I told her it was a 4-hour trip to go pick that up, something I found on Facebook Marketplace. I did leave out the part of the trip that was 4 hours one direction. So she's now figured out that my trips are usually only planned in the one direction. I don't consider it round trip when I give her the times. Just the way that I am. I know if I go this direction for this long and it's this long to get back, I think she'll stay. I always have fears of motorcycles falling off the lift after my dad had one come off when he was younger. Cut his leg up real bad. Rear swing arm went through his leg. Not anything I would be looking forward to happening to me. So now we're going to pull the wheel off. We're going to start from the back and then move forward. Let's get her all stripped down. And then also commented on my video was the Smoke Shop. He's kind of a new follower for me and checking out my stuff, but he puts out some pretty good content himself, does a few lives from his shop. Definitely give a follow to Smoke of Smoke Shop. Give him some support. And if you want to, tell him you come over from watching Salty Badgers. Make sure to give a like and follow along and subscribe for some more content on these builds. I don't think it's going to be a daily thing. I'm not a daily vlogger, but I do want to put try to do a little bit better with recording on the build. I tell myself every time, hey, I'm going to record and do a bunch of stuff and do all this, and I never do. So my daughter and son-in-law got me another camera for Christmas, and it's that one right there. So I figured if I got the stuff, I got to use it, right? That's what we're going to do. We're going to use it. Earlier, you see me use some emery cloth on War Machine's axle because it sat out in the weather a little bit while it was waiting to get in here. Well, now we have the axle off from this bike. We got the tire loose. Now we're going to finagle it out of there. This does have a drop tail on it, but I got the bike set a little bit farther forward, so I won't be able to use that. So take her to the moon, Alice. So Rob Benjamin commented on my last video. He's Another follower. He does own YouTube stuff. He does a live on Wednesday nights, and got a few guys that go on there with him, and they talk about motorcycle stuff, all sorts of stuff. Called the Unaffiliated. Not bad watch. Usually right before Dr. Harley's show. From time to time, Dr. Harley gets on there. Also, you got Dark Shadow that helps out that also. Off with its wheel. It's a good time. Check it out if you got time. Jammin's also on the Unaffiliated show. So check out all those guys and follow it. I'll put their links in the description as always. But now that we got the tire off, bring it back down to earth a little bit. Zip ties. I hate zip ties. They get you out of a bind. They're a quick road repair, but I just don't think they got to do better. This guy probably had some electrical problems because he cut that wire right there. Just had it zip tied out there. Just asking for corrosion. Another zip tie. Zip ties have a place, and they're kind of like duct tape. They'll get you by in a bind, but they're not a permanent repair. Another one. Voltage regulator unplugged. Another one. Another zip tie. Another one. Come along. This was brought to you by the number 6. All right. I think we finally got that. Zip ties cleared. Oh, here's another one. This was brought to you by number 7. We don't need no stinking zip ties. I've got myself a 7/16 out of the old wrench drawer. I definitely want to give Johnny a congratulations. Johnny, 18 wheels and screaming, is screaming right into Bill Dodge's BC motorcycle show at the TMMR this year. Met Johnny at the Smokeout Rally. He was another one of the builders from the garage build competition there for the Red Queen. His build was nice. He also had some mechanical issues where he didn't make the ride. Made it super close, super solid build. Proud to see him moving on to get into some more shows. Like to see those guys moving on. Also, from the build competition, Hutch. Me and my son met him also at the Smokeout Rally in the glory days this year. I think that's pretty awesome. I definitely enjoy seeing other people do things and get places. It's great. If you see him and you're in that area and you go to that show, make sure and give him a shout out. Check out his stuff. He does a good job on his builds. Also, not anything super exciting on the Teardown, I know. Appreciate you guys watching, hanging around. Some stuff I save, some stuff I toss. I get parts that I save from Teardowns, and this one's going to be a collaboration of a lot of extra parts and things. Let's just see what we can make of this. Right now we're taking the battery box off. And it's off, just like that. I guess I didn't have a zip tie holding that on. Some of these little Harley Davidson things like these mounts and stuff I like to reuse, especially when they're rubber insulators. I definitely save those. Might use sometime. Compile a mess. You guys believe it? Brought to us by number 8 zip tie. Sportsters make good builds for choppers, especially if you're a hobbyist. And you can build a chop. Sportsters make a good starter build or a hobby build. They're a great platform. I like Sportsters. A lot of people talk crap about them, but I like them. And I'm going to do this one on a budget. We're going to use what we got. See what we can make that we don't have. Try a little bit of skills. Skills, that's what they're called, right? I got a ton of foot pegs I saved just because I lost one time. There's things when you're riding a Sportster that are good to have spares of. And other things I'm just kind of a hoarder of, I guess. Try to get better. I cleaned out my storage room. Tried to make a little more, less messy up there to make more room. Isn't that how we usually do it? Clean it up, make more room. I should go through everything and throw it up there, all up there in steel bay, or put it out there for sale. A lot of it's extra stuff that I didn't use, but there could always be somebody out there that needs that part that they've been looking for. Because I got plenty of zip ties off from this build. Another zip tie. I think I might have put that one in during teardown. We'll let that one slide because I probably put that one there. Whoa! Spaghetti dinner. What for dinner? Got a strip bolt. Actually, probably not stripped. It looks a little rusty. Brake caliper off. Alright, so now we're going to take off the oil tank. Oil's obviously already drained. Got a zip tie, got the oil tank off. Voltage regulator is off. Another good part that spare is always could be used for the save pile. Got the rear end taken apart, so we're going to go on to the front of it now. See how many zip ties we find up here. We are getting quite the tilter over that way. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Taking off the front brake. Probably won't reuse that. I got probably more front brake calipers that I've pulled off and not put back on. I figured out I really don't need the front brake. Who needs brakes? I mean, you just got to be able to go. No, I definitely like the spool front wheel chopper thing. It's not too bad, other than sometimes when you're on the hill with jockey shift, it gets a little hairy. But hey, that's chopper thing, right? Twin power brake pads. Had a recent brake job done on it. Probably won't ever reuse the brake pad. Don't hang brake calipers by the brake hoses. Also, don't always do what I say. Do better. Might actually save that mirror. You go to a rally mirror. Smaller. Not the big stock Harley mirror. You may be seeing that again. Right side controls are off. Left side control is off. We're going to save that little mirror right quick. Holy moly. Maybe not. I don't remember. Somebody see where I set that tool down? Make a comment. Hey, found it. Shit. Whew, no bad luck. Did not break the mirror. Handlebars are off. One frame, semi-stripped. I greased the shit out of theirs. That's actually a good sign though. It's not on my end because I had to touch it. Alright, now that we're winding down, it's time to just pick up some tools, throw some trash away, all the fun stuff like that. Speaking of tools, reminds me of another channel, Renegade's Garage. He does a lot of tool reviews. Check him out. He does a Talk About It Tuesday and a Friday night show. I haven't been able to catch one lately. Obvious reasons. Got some stuff going on. But he is definitely a channel that I would recommend checking out. Salty Badger, we got something we can work with now. Let's get chopping. See if the wild stallions. All right, the bike is in. We're gonna go back out here in the cold storage. This section of the video was brought to you by Wild Stallion Motorcycle Build, because that's why we had to get the bike inside out of the cold. Let's chop it up. Thanks for sticking around and watching that video. And remember, choppers are rule, but chopping ain't easy. Be safe while you're out there riding.